filmmaker.
So I wanted to ask you, were you funny as a kid? Now you're 70 years old, you're doing stand-up comedy, you've been doing it for a long time. When you were a kid, you're in elementary school, were you funny?
I never thought I was funny, but I never, but I was a big fan of Marx Brothers and different comedy. And then when I had my 10-year high school reunion, people heard I was doing comedy, and like everybody was like, Benny Rizzuti doing comedy. Who would have,
Right.
Of course, yeah. Of course that would happen. And so that they were, and people have friends of mine. I'm still friends with a lot of people from high school who are still alive. And
I showed my 10-year high school reunion. They're like, holy shit, holy shoot. Joey Petroni's still alive. Everybody in his clique is gone.
And I didn't think I would, but people are like, you were always funny. There's people I run into who say, you used to make me laugh like my friends' younger brothers and sisters would say, Benny Rizzuti, you're so funny. And I always considered myself that I came from a very funny family, and I was the least funny person in that family.
So
my father was a very funny. Everyone loved my father.
Right.
My father had a great sense of humor.
Right.
He had jokes for all different occasions. So
same with me. My dad was very funny. So it passed down generation to generation. But it makes you a natural. You don't even know you're funny, but you're funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even know you were.
It took years, though, and
you're naturally funny.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really, because like I said, the early 80s, before you knew me, most of my stuff wasn't very funny. I didn't think but I had a lot of good, I learned at that time in the 80s, there was a lot of talented people doing the open mics.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Cola, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Steve-O, not the Steve-O who staples his genitals to his leg, But Steve-O, a lot of other comedians along the way. And there was Richard M. Dixon. He had the White House Inn. He looked like Nixon, but he looked like a small version.
Right.
And he had a club called Richard M. Dixon's White House Inn.
Oh, wow.
And they call that Comedy College.
Right.
And that's where Billy Crystal started there, Rosie O'Donnell started there, Bob Nelson, a lot of Eddie Murphy. A lot of people started there. And that was in like Wantor.
And you were performing there as well.
And I was going there after that. Most of those guys were either on television or they were doing good. Joey didn't really hang out there. But I met Joey, and Joey was doing the open mics in East Side Comedy and Governors, and Joey gave me a lot of pointers.
Joey's a great guy.
Joey's a great guy, and he's somebody that's very funny.
Very, very funny, and just a great guy. He's one of the guys that, when people make it, you're like, man, I'm glad he deserves everything he's got. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah. And he always gets shout-outs because he does studio warm-ups now.
Right.
Now he's doing them for Drew Barrymore show. Yeah. And he did them for Jon Stewart. He did studio for Rosie O'Donnell's show and Martha Stewart's show. And then, now he gets shot because people call he's one of the nicest people in the business. He's just a really great guy. And like you said, he deserves everything he's got.
No attitude or anything. This guy's got no attitude, no nothing. Just a regular friend,
And he writes some really funny, You can't compete with him. And
no.
And Janice Massetti, who is going to be on my show, she reminds me of like the female Joey. Like she's out there. She's really funny. So if you get a chance to see Janice, don't pass it up. Very funny.